right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power, and as you guys might imagine, I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. We've got a lot to talk about. First, we're going to talk about Logan Franklin, though. So Logan Franklin put up a physique update today. Right now, he's about 4 weeks out from the Texas show that he's doing, trying to qualify for the 2021 Mr. Olympia, obviously, in Classic Physique. He is not currently qualified, so that is his qualifier show. So obviously, Logan is looking for a win in Texas, and based on what we're seeing so far, this post that he put up today, he put the caption, "Felt like a tease, might delete because I need a tan." I think he looks pretty good here. This would be about 4 weeks out, like I said. And Logan, he needed to put on some more size to his frame. He had, I believe, about 20 pounds of wiggle room beneath the Classic Physique weight cap for his height. So he had significant room to grow. It's not like he was already capped out for his height. So he had room to make improvements. And I think he looks really good here. His front double bicep has always been one of my favorite poses of his. He's got really good arms. And that's what a lot of people made the comparison between him and Chris Bumstead. It was mostly with the arms because Logan's got really good peaks to his biceps. And some might argue that Chris's weaker body part, maybe his weakest, is his bicep peaks. So when you take a guy like Logan, you fill out that frame a little bit more. He's got a very similar structure to Chris. He's got some very similar strong points to his physique. Crazy taper in his lats and his waist from the front. Vacuum pose. The lat flare in the front double bicep looks great. Really good peaked biceps. I think Logan is just going to be a really dangerous classic guy overall as he continues to improve, as he continues to really just grow into classic physique and come into his own. I think he's going to be a really dangerous guy in the future in Classic, and he's just got a lot of really good weapons in his arsenal to be successful in Classic Physique. So I'm really excited to see how Logan fares over the next couple of years as far as improving his Olympia placings. Now, next up in the news, another physique update of sorts from Phil Heath. A lot of you guys sent this to me. A ton of you guys were sliding in my DMs with this last night. And again, I think it raises the question and adds a little bit more fuel to the fire of the tweet that Phil put out with the hashtag 8 weeks out on that tweet. And all of a sudden, Phil's putting all these physique updates. He's posing. He's showing his midsection. He's doing front double biceps, side triceps. He looks like he's in really good shape for a bodybuilder that should be pretty deep into their off season, considering the fact that it's 7 months after the Olympia or something like that. So to me, the question that's begging to be answered is, why is Phil in such good shape? Why is he showing so many updates? Why did he put hashtag 8 weeks out on that recent tweet? What is Phil getting ready for? Again, my theory on it is really just that he's probably getting ready for some kind of guest posing or something. The 8 weeks out thing does throw me off a bit. It makes me wish that he was doing a show. Maybe he is, because the other option that I can see, even though I think this is the unlikely option, we know that Phil was filming that documentary going into the 2020 Mr. Olympia. I don't think that Olympia went as planned, and I don't know if that really portrayed the narrative that they wanted to show in that documentary. So the only reason I could see Phil doing a show, a pro show, outside of the Olympia competitively, would be to add to that documentary or a documentary something exciting. Phil winning a show, doing one last show, and then retiring. Something like that would be the only reason I could see Phil doing it. Now, he does look good in all these updates. I really think he does. Do I think he looks a little bit downsized? Yes. But mostly what I think he's lost is a lot of that crazy 3D roundness that he used to have. But I kind of like the downsized version of Phil compared to the other version of Phil. But yeah, like I said, Phil is qualified for life for the Mr. Olympia, so there's really no need for him to ever do any show outside of the Olympia. So it begs the question, why would he? Maybe he will. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you want to see Phil come back, and do you think he will? And if so, what show? Now, let's get into the reason a lot of you guys probably clicked this video. Sergio Oliva Jr., the video that a lot of you guys probably saw yesterday. He put up a video on Instagram announcing a couple things, which is some important news, that he's not doing Chicago, and that he's planning on doing the Arnold Classic. So those are two pieces of news from that video. But in addition to that, there's a little bit of drama with the video because apparently Sergio wasn't the one that made this public. So my understanding of what Sergio is referring to is that on Fuad Abiyad's podcast, I believe it was Nick Walker that said Sergio is not doing the Chicago Pro. Now, apparently Sergio told them this in confidence and didn't want it to be leaked out. After my last video where I was talking about the shape that Sergio was in for Chicago, there was a ton of people in the comments saying, hey, Sergio's not doing Chicago. Nick Walker said so. So immediately upon seeing that, I went and watched the clip, and I was like, something doesn't feel right about this. I'm going to wait until Sergio says something. I was even responding to comments saying, look, Sergio didn't say it, so I'm not going to say that he's not doing Chicago yet. But you guys can go back and look at my last video with Sergio in the title and look at the comment section. Everyone's like, Sergio's not doing Chicago. And I'm like, who said it? Said who? So basically, Sergio is pissed. And I'm going to roll Sergio's whole video here because I don't want to take anything that he said completely out of context. I want to give it the full context. And I want you guys to hear it from Sergio and not necessarily my recap of it as well. But yeah, he says he's not doing Chicago. He's doing the Arnold. He basically calls out the people that leaked the information. Then he also says he wants everybody to come do the Arnold. I know that Nick isn't planning on doing the Arnold, Nick Walker, but I agree with Sergio on that. I would love to see everybody come together and do the Arnold. Even though it's right before the Olympia, I can understand some people not wanting to do it and kind of ruin their plan to peak for the Olympia. I can understand that. But yeah, he kind of does like a call to action. Everybody do the Arnold Classic this year. So let me roll Sergio's video for you guys to give you the full context of the situation, and then we'll sign out. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and thumbs up this video if you are enjoying it thus far.
So I just want to start off by first apologizing to all the people that were really wanting to see me get on stage in July. I more want to apologize that the way you had to find out that I wasn't the right way. It was not my choice. I trusted someone, and I literally trusted 3 people with knowing what was going on with my life. I'm having personal issues and family issues that I need to deal with. And for some reason, in this sport of bodybuilding, it's so fucking boring. People have to always talk about your business before you get a chance to. And it upsets me more than anything that because I trusted people and told them what was going on with my life, I'm not falling off. I'm not doing good with my diet. I'm not having financial issues, marital issues, none of the things I've ever had to deal with in my life. Now, finally, I'm just having issues with my family and things I need to deal with personally. And people can't keep their fucking mouths shut talking about what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. It is my place to say when I'm not doing a show or not. And it hurts me so much to know that the people that I thought were my friends would rather care about views and likes and being the first one to be able to get news that no one else has, rather than actually calling me up and saying, man, hey, I heard this. Is this true, first of all? Secondly, are you okay? And that's how you can tell when someone is a real friend. When they're quick to text you to ask you to be on their show, they'll text you all day. But as soon as they find something out that no one else knows about, they go straight to their show to talk about it. And it's real fucked up because now, unfortunately, it's cost me thousands of dollars. I wasn't even for sure not doing the show. That's why I wanted to make sure what I was doing first before I made an announcement. And even then, I have investors, sponsors, and a business partner that I have to talk with and deal with before the news gets out. It's not your business to put my business out on your show before I'm able to talk to at least the promoter who I gave my word to. I know for some people it doesn't matter if they do a show, not do a show, but when I give my word, I do it. So it's my job to call Tim Gardner and talk to him first, and all my other investors and all the other people that are behind me, to let them know, hey, this is what's going on with my life, but I'm still gonna do a show. But when they find out from someone else's fucking show, it makes me look really bad. And now I've lost investors, I've lost sponsors, and I'm losing a lot of people that I had in my helping me in my corner, because now I look like I'm like hiding something. I look like I knew all along that I wasn't going to do something, and all of a sudden the date came out for the Arnold, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that instead. Here's a news shocker. I know someone who works for the Lormers. I knew about the Arnold months ago. I told Aceto we're doing the Arnold regardless months ago. The date coming out did not change what show I was doing. The things I'm dealing with my family are why I'm not doing Chicago. And I'm only just now, finally not being able to realize I'm not going to be able to do it. I have court dates that I have to deal with, and I have things that I have to go to that I'm not going to be able to do the show. And no matter what, I told people, this is what's going on. Please don't say anything. It's my fault for even trusting anyone like that, especially someone who's young and immature on a show who knows in full detail what's going on with my family. And it's my fault for not knowing that he's too immature and too young to understand. Sometimes when your business gets out that you're not doing a show, it's going to make you look bad and hurt your business. I'm not just an athlete anymore. I'm not just a sponsored athlete. I have companies and I have people that I'm working with. So it's really disheartening, and I'm very upset. Not only the money that I lost, but when you find out, you can't tell people shit. It's so fucked up. I told 5 people, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. This is what's going on in my life. And because I didn't say, hey, don't go on your fucking talk show and announce that I'm not doing a show before I have a chance to talk to people, they will do it. No one took the 30 seconds to text me to say, hey, I heard this. Is this true? You know, and that's how you know when someone's just fucking about gossip. When they say on their show, I heard. Did you talk to them? Did you ask them? Did you fucking even run it by them and see, hey, is this maybe some shit you're trying to actually figure out on your own in your personal life, and maybe you don't want it to get out just yet? Because especially someone who pulled out of a show for health issues would have been very upset when their business got out before they were able to announce it. But that's not how it works in this world anymore. Now it's about, I want to be the first one with fucking gotcha news. And I appreciate the people who did know, even the other people with shows. And they did not jump to make a fucking post, oh, Sergio's not doing Chicago. One person says it on their fucking show, and now 3 other people are making shows about your show. And none of them have talked to me. No one had any details about what's going on in my life at all. So I'm just so fucking pissed that I cannot just live my life, deal with my own issues, talk about it when I want to, because if you tell the wrong person, they want to be the first one to tell someone else. And they tell someone else, and so on and so forth, and now I'm fucked. So the Arnold had nothing to do with it. And it's so nuts because saying that I'm doing the Arnold's not news. That's not news. I'm going to do the Arnold every fucking year. Why would I not do the Arnold? I only lost to Rami, Bonac, Dexter. They're not even going to be there. Maybe Bonac would do it. Maybe Kukla would do it. But why would I not do the Arnold when I only lost to guys that are either a Mr. Olympia or retired? Of course I'm doing the Arnold. That's not news. Being so fast to jump to talk about what show I'm not doing without thinking about my family and my businesses is just so fucking selfish. So I am doing the Arnold. That's not news. Congratulations. That's out there. It's so nuts, you know? But I really wanted to make this video about wanting to get everyone who's won the shows this year, and even the people that have lost, to go to the Arnold. The worst thing about COVID is it fucked us all up, and we got screwed over that some of us weren't ready in time. And that's why these shows are weak. You can get so mad at me every time I say the shows are weak, but it's like, it's ridiculous how people can get mad when you're saying the truth. I'm not saying whoever won wasn't deserving of it. I didn't say that they didn't look good. I'm just saying they went against no one. They went against themselves. How about we get all the winners this year? Go to the Arnold, and we all go against each other. Because I'll tell you this right now, anyone who thinks that they won any of these regional shows and thinks you're going to be in the first call out, you're going to be top 5 at the Olympia, you're literally insane. And it's funny because there's people out there right now saying, well, yeah, duh. Of course no one's going to win. No one who won the Indy, the Cal, or New York is going to be top 5 at the Olympia. But then there's a bunch of other people hearing me say that, and they're fucking appalled. And they're shocked that I'm saying that someone's not going to be top 5 at the Olympia. Every time you say you're going to be Mr. Olympia and you've never even been to the Olympia, or you think that you're going to be top 5 and you just beat a random person at your regional show, you're actually saying that bodybuilding is easy. And it's so disrespectful to the sport that's been around forever that only has like 16 fucking champions that you think, oh, I'm actually going to do it faster and better than anyone else who's came before me. It's so disrespectful. It's so ridiculous. So anyone who thinks that they're going to the Olympia to get top 5, and that's why you don't want to do the Arnold, you don't want to step up to the big show, you are oblivious to what this sport is. You are going to be battling for 7th, 8th at best. I promise you. I'll put money on anyone who wants to bet me right now that anyone who's won any shows isn't even going to crack that top 5 or 6. You guys disrespect Rolly thinking that he's going to come back and you're going to beat him. Already we had a stacked 6 last year. You think by adding Rolly, and even if Flex Lewis comes back, who knows who else would even show up if they're going to let Sean compete. You think that you're going to beat them? Get the fuck out of here. No, let's be real. Let's all step up to the plate. Win the shows. And I still am going to try. That's the worst thing about my business getting out. I'm still trying to get into another show. I still want to maybe try and do Tampa or maybe the Bahamas show. I don't know. But I think we all need to show up at the Arnold. Let's all enter. Let's all get into that show, and then that way there is no, oh, if this person would have showed up, they would have won. If that person would have showed up. No, let's all show up to the same show. Let's all show up in September and make that our Olympia. The next tier generation, our Olympia. And let's see who's the best. I don't even care if I win or not. It's just going to be so great for the sport to finally have all the greats to come, our tier greats come. Bring Nathan, bring Sheed, Regan, all the people that are already qualified. All the people that are, Samson, come from another country. All these good-ass bodybuilders are stuck in other countries that can't get to these easy-ass shows. Who would have fucking smashed you guys? Would have wrecked you. But we beat nobody, and then you have a team around you fucking sucking your dick, telling you, oh my God, you're so amazing, when in reality, actually, you would have got swamped. And people just couldn't get to that show. So let's get all together at the Arnold and let's all go against each other. I would love that for the sport. That would be so great for our tier because we're next. These guys are not going to be around forever. All we have to do is pay our dues, and we're next in line, and we're going to kill it. So I just want to turn this into a happy post, even though I'm so disrespected by the people that I had trusted, and I've always been there. I've been there for them when nobody was going on their show. I was the first people on their show when they literally couldn't get anyone on the show. I was there for everybody. I've had the person's back that I told this information to, and they're just blating it out there to everybody because it doesn't matter. Sergio told me, so I can just tell whoever I want because he didn't tell me, hey, don't tell this person. So I want to turn this into a happy post, and let's just make it where let's all try and get into this Arnold. And then that way, even though we all got screwed big time, the whole sport got screwed last year because of COVID. And that's no one's fault. Some people were ready, some people weren't. Let's turn it into a positive where even though last year was really rough, and this year is already kind of rough too. We're getting things going. It's definitely moving in a positive manner. But it's still been super week show after week show. So let's get a fucking Harlem Globetrotter all-star team of all the next tier people, the people who are not top 5 last year at the Olympia. Let's go to the Arnold and let's all go against each other. It'll be so much fun. But I just want to say I really appreciate the people, most of all, that have had my back going into the show. It is really hard in this sport today when you don't do a show. I know it seems like I haven't done a show for 2 years, but I did a show last year. And for some reason in this sport, you don't do the Olympia, people forget about you real quick. Look how fast you forgot about Rolly. You think that he's going to come back and he's not fucking trying to win the Olympia? You're nuts. You don't know him. So it just shows every time someone misses Olympia, how much you guys forget about them. So I really want to thank the people who haven't forgot me and really been sticking up for me. They know that even though I'm not on stage, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not staying the same. If everybody else got better, I promise you I got better too. That's what we all do. That's what being a pro is. We're constantly getting better as long as we don't let personal things affect us. So I really appreciate the people who have had my back, been sticking up for me. They knew that I would have crushed that show. There's no one in that show that I have not beaten before, and I was already coming back better than ever. But this is bodybuilding. You can gain 20 pounds in the off season. You could be doing the best you ever have. You miss your peak and you look like shit. It makes it seem like you didn't. So who knows what would have happened. But I know that it would have been an exciting show. I'm really as a fan, I'm really upset that we're not going to be able to see me, Akeem, Hunter, Brett, and so many other people that are actually coming to that show, and it's going to be stacked. Chicago is actually about to be the best show, I think, all year besides maybe Tampa, just because a lot of people are going to hop in last minute. So as a fan, I'm really upset just that I'm pulling out and I'm not going to be able to do it. But I assure you, it's not because of any reason like I'm not ready. It's not because I'm not doing my job. So I will do a show. I am going to keep dieting. But it's not going to be Chicago. So again, I'm really sorry. And I'm mostly sorry to the people that had to find out from word of mouth from someone else about my business. I hate that I didn't get a chance to tell you guys myself. But I promise you the reason is very serious. And I'm taking this very serious, and I'm also taking this prep very serious. And if you think that this is going to take me out of Chicago, that I'm not going to want to be more hungry coming back into another show, you're crazy. So again, I just appreciate the people who have been supporting me, not just me on social media. You know me, I don't care about likes and followers and stuff like that. You really can tell when someone's really supporting you, when they're buying your products, trusting what you make, and wearing your clothes and wanting to help you pay your bills so you could be a better bodybuilder. Because back in the day, there was none of this. They didn't have to make this video right now. I didn't have to fucking do a YouTube or any of that. You just got your set money, and that's what they don't want to talk about. You got your set money, you worked out, you eat, sleep, and you train, you showed up to a show. That's one thing that this generation doesn't get the ability to do. We have to work constantly. It is a constant on your phone, on camera type of lifestyle. So I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep killing it. I thank you just for having my back. It means a lot. And I promise you, when I show up to the Arnold, I am trying to win that show.